Going on, everybody? Logically speaking, in the house, it is football season. It's been a long time since I've made videos consistently, and I think this year we need to get back on track. Our Cowboys are looking awesome. I will be the first to admit that last year, this time, I wasn't too excited. We were coming off the worst defense in the league, or our history anyway. Maybe one of the worst in the league is statistically wise ever. And then we lost our top four defensive players, one of which being DeMarcus Ware. And I'm like, you got the worst defense and lost top four players, maybe the worst four players, right? But Marinelli pretty much stepped it up, got the guys working, hustling together, and we ended up around the middle of the pack, something like the 16th or 17th ranked defense in the league last year. So that stepped up. And then we get into week one. We played San Francisco 49ers, and Tony Romo looked like shit. I mean, he just looked horrendous. I mean, that is an understatement. I actually snapped some photos of the screen that day where he had a wide open receiver in the end zone looking at me. He didn't release the ball and ended up throwing that lobbed weird pass for an interception. It's just a horrible, horrible play. But this year, we ended up going, last year we ended up going 12-4. And had a really good shot at winning the Green Bay game with or without that call with Dez that would have put us up. Obviously, would have gave it to DeMarco had they called it down at the 1 yard line, and we would have punched it in for the go-ahead touchdown. However, there was still like 4 or 5 minutes left on the clock. Aaron Rodgers at home with not the best defense in the world on the field. I don't know we would have won that game or not. The fact that we were competing at a high level in that game in Lambeau just gives us the notion that this year is going to be freaking awesome. So, Giants here, Sunday night. Sunday night football starting off from prime time with a subpar Giants football team. They just signed Eli to another 4 years, $84 million, $65 million guaranteed. And having said that, you know what? Great. Eli is back with the Giants. He is a franchise quarterback. He's got 2 rings. He may not be the best quarterback in the league right now, may not be the most consistent, but I think he's also one of the more calm, cool, demeanor guys that you can rely on. I just think he's suffered from lack of a running game, lack of an offensive line the last few years. A defense and a team that has been shuffled up in free agency and just aging over the years. So he's not a bad quarterback. Glad to see there's still strong competition in the division. And I would never, never, never on a division game sit there and call it a W. However, the way our team looks versus how their team looks right now, it's going to be a game as it always is with the Giants. It's typically high scoring against the Giants. It's usually up and down the field. No matter what, Odell is going to come and bring his game, but I know Tony and the boys and Dez and our 3-headed monster in the backfield are going to show up and play at a high level. You guys are just excited to watch the season get kicked off. I say, believe it or not, even though it's a Giants game and they don't look like the best team, I think we should throw up some points. But at the same time, they're going to be slinging it around the football field also simply because they can. I'd love to see our defense step up. The defensive line, it's deep, it's strong, it's athletic. Will help our DBs out. For the first time in many years, we actually have several playmakers on the defensive line. When Hardy gets back week 5, it is just going to be that much better against the Patriots. Just excited about the year. So this is logically speaking, it's my pregame. I think it's going to be a tight football game, regardless of the fact that it's what appears on paper to be a phenomenal Dallas Cowboys football team against a rebuilding or struggling Giants football team. But at the end of the day, it's a division game. It's like the Redskins. I hate playing them no matter how good we are, how bad we are, how good they are, how bad we are. It just doesn't matter. It's the Redskins. When we were 1-15, our only win was against the Redskins simply because it's always a rivalry. Last year, they beat us with a third-string quarterback, for crying out loud. They thought it was an easy W, and what they do, they came in and smacked us down. and in our own house, and you sit there and go, how does that happen? So it happens with the Giants also. It's always a very competitive game. So looking forward to the game, guys. That's my analysis. Tight football game, 3 or 4 point game, but we do come out with the victory and go into week 2 with a winning record. Logically speaking, till my post game recap. I'll see you then.